Really weird situation in last night's Rangers-Seattle game. The weird thing was I actually fell asleep when I was watching it, so anything after about 5 minutes into the third, you're not going to hear from me, but the really weird situation is that the lights stopped working on one half of the ice. That meant, in the spirit of fairness, halfway through each period, or at least the stoppage closest to halfway, and the second they were like 3 minutes over, the teams would switch ends. The second was interesting because the Rangers actually had such a long sustained push that they had the good side for an extra 3 minutes. Interestingly, the first couple of goals would be on the dark, i.e. the disadvantage side. Justin Schultz would rip one on a really nice one-timer. Then after the change, you'd get a beautiful play between Hedl and Panarin, and the Breadman would not miss from that close-up. 1-1, 7 minutes left. The trend would actually end after this because in the second, after the switchover, the Rangers would score as Kakko would get his first of the year, picking up off a Trouba rebound. The last goal that I remember watching came again on the dark side, a beautiful play by Alexis Lafreniere to break up the pass, then the give and go to Hedl. Hedl just looked great all night, and Laf this season with his second goal, with also another called back, has also looked really good. The game would end 4-1 with Jonathan Quick getting his first start as a New York Ranger. That still seems really weird, and facing down 19 shots. I wanted to put something in my title about how I can't remember this happening before in the NHL, but I actually can. The most obvious example is during the Winter Classic. If there are adverse conditions, they will make it so teams switch at the halfway minute of the period, whether it's because of wind or glare. I can also sort of just vaguely remember it happening during regular games. I believe once because the rink conditions were bad and one side was particularly soft ice compared to the rest of the rink. But if you can think of any, please let me know down below. It is an interesting little bit of discretion that the officials have built in to the NHL rules so that they can make the game fair, and personally I'm glad that it is that way. But let me know what you thought of the game, the lighting conditions in Seattle, and more down below.